Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. We've got another Lord of the Rings collector booster box here, fully sealed and intact. Does come from a different case, so I guess the odds are pretty much the same of finding the One Ring or one of the serialized rings. So let's just go ahead and crack this thing open, see what we can find inside. We'll run the full MTG box analysis at the end of the video, and we'll compare this collector booster box to the first one opened on the channel last week. All right, so we'll get to our Realms and Relics box topper later on, but for now, let's see what we find in here. If we can get them open. Last time I opened these, they were a little bit tough, and you do want to be kind of careful. And we are going to go through all of the commons and uncommons because in the common slots we can find gold. All right, so we're going to start off with a Snarling Warg, followed by an Escape from Orthanc, with a Knight of Dol Amroth, and then our fourth card is going to be Cast into Fire. This is where we would actually see fire if it was in our pack. Then we get a You Cannot Pass, Butterbur Bree Innkeeper, followed by a Full Art Swamp. Then we're going to see Smeagol, Helpful Guide, as our first rare. Then we're going to see Doors to Durin as an extended art rare, with Riders of Rohan coming in as our Commander extended art rare, with Faramir Field Commander Uncommon Showcase. Then we're going to see 3 rings for the Elven Kings. Very nice to see this mythic coming in from the Commander subset. Very cool. And then we are going to see Lobelia Sackville Baggins coming in as a borderless scene rare at the end, with a Rising of the Day, uncommon, with a Lobella Sackville Baggins. See, I called it right. She was at the end as well, coming in foil. All right, so a double tap there, and then we get ourselves a food and a spirit token. All right, moving into pack number 2. That seems like a pretty decent pack number 1. Of course, I'm putting all the prices on the screen for you, so you'll know before I do. All right, next up, we got ourselves a Took Reaper, followed by Sam's Desperate Rescue. Then we're going to see Treason of Isengard, followed by Urak High Berserker. Then we're going to see Denethor Ruling Steward with Gorbag of Minas Morgul. Then we're going to see our Plains, followed by Fall of Gil-galad, coming in as a foil saga rare. And then behind that, we get Feel of Galadriel with Call for Aid from Commander. Then we're going to see Samwise the South-Hearted Uncommon Showcase with Gandalf the Grey Rare Showcase. And then we're going to see the Grey Havens coming in as an uncommon. Very cool. And then we're going to see Lash of Balrog. This is going to be another one of the borderless scene cards. This is just a common. And then behind that, we're going to see Lost Isle Calling, new enchantment, followed by a food and an orc army. So if we don't see one of the rings, we definitely want to see an Orcish Artillery. That particular card is really taking off. All right, so we got ourselves a Nasty End, followed by Breaking of the Fellowship. Then we're going to see an Enraged Huron with Now for Wrath, Now for Ruin. Then we've got a Fiery Inscription, followed by Gandalf, Friend of the Shire. Then we're going to see ourselves an Island with Gandalf the Grey in regular frame, foil, with Goldberry River Daughter, extended art. Then we're going to see Galadriel Ambush from Commander, with Peregrine Took in Showcase. Then we're going to see Pippin, Guard of the Citadel, rare showcase, with a Mirkwood Bat, Scene Borderless, a Gollum, Patient Plotter, foil showcase. And then we're going to see Elrond, Master of Healing, rare showcase foil, with a food and an orc army in the back. All right, 3 packs in. Still haven't seen any gigantic hits that I'm aware of. All right, this one kicks off with an Elven Farsight. Then we're going to see Lambas with Glorious Gale. And then we're going to see Stalwarts of Osgalarth with Eomer of Riddlemark, Meriadoc Brandybuck, and then our Plains. Then we're going to see Sauron the Dark Lord, another mythic coming in. Very cool. And then we're going to see Press the Enemy, followed by Lobella, Defender of Bag End, a rare from Commander, with Frodo Baggins. And then we're going to see Mines of Moria, rare borderless, with an Orcish Bowmasters. Very cool. Take that all day. And then we're going to see Prince Imrahil the Fair, foil, with Eomer, Marshal of Rohan. And then we're going to see ourselves a food and a treasure token. So the Orcish Bowmasters in borderless, I think is going for right around $20 right now. Could be a little bit more than that by the time the video goes live. I do adjust the pricing so that way it's a little bit closer to when you all see the video as opposed to when I open the packs. So we got ourselves a Shire Scarecrow, followed by Shower of Arrows, Rally at the Hornburg, a Revive the Shire, Frodo Baggins with the Grey Havens. Then we're going to see an island, followed by Eomer, Marshal of Rohan. Then we're going to see Audriel, Flame of the West, one of the legendary swords coming in. Then we're going to see fourth Eorenglis, something like that, with Gimli, Counter of Kills. Then we're going to see Minas Tirith, one of the legendary lands, followed by Samwise the South-Hearted. This is going to be one of the bundle scene cards, so there's going to be a ton of these out there. Followed by a Dunland Creebane in foil, and then Mary Esquire of Rohan with a food and a human soldier. So the Orcish Bowmasters is definitely our best hit so far. My only hope is that they don't ban the card in the first 2 weeks of it being out. I'm not sure why this pack just does not want to open, but we're going to destroy it. Why not? This is probably the one with the ring in it, right? All right, so we got ourselves a Wizard's Rockets, followed by Hadrium Spearmaster. Then we're going to see Slip on the Ring, and then a Serenith Ungol Patrol, followed by Ulok of the White Hand, a Goblin Fire Leaper. Then we're going to see ourselves a Forest with an Elven Chorus, a Delighted Halfling, a Mirkwood Elk, and then we're going to see one of the Nazguls. These things are really heating up, although I suspect after anyone building a Nazgul deck has all 9, they don't really have a need for any more. So if you're thinking that these are going to go up to $50, I think you're sadly mistaken. I think they're going to kind of come back down to the $2, $3 mark. All right, and then we're going to see Smeagol Helpful Guide, followed by Mary Esquire of Rohan with a Many Partings, and then Galadriel Elven Queen Mythic from the Commander set with a food and a Smog token. All right, so that takes us through 6 packs. That's half the box. So far, not a home run box. Decent box from what I can tell. Obviously, any of the Soul Rings would certainly spice this box up. So, come on, Magic Gods. All right, we got a Shire Terrace, followed by Fire of Orthanc with a Galadriel Bow. Then we're going to see an Eastmark Cavalier, followed by Bilbo Retired Burglar, a Bitter Downfall, and then we're going to see ourselves a Forest with a Fall of Caer Andros, followed by a Display of Power. Then we're going to see Sail into the West with a Gimli Counter of Kills Showcase, and then we're going to see Isengard, Saruman's Fortress, which is Bosiju Who Shelters All. That is very cool to see that. Love that mythic. Then we're going to see Gandalf, Friend of the Shire. This is another one of the pre-release, part of the pre-release scene. Then we're going to see Pippin's Bravery, followed by Frodo, Adventurous Hobbit, another Commander foil extended art. Very nice. Then we're going to see Food and a Tentacle token. This one kicks off with a Relentless Rorium, followed by Captain of Umbar. We're going to see an Orcish Medicine with a War Beast of Gorgothra, with a Glorfindel Dauntless Rescuer with Ring Sight. Then we're going to see ourselves an Island with a Scroll of Istolidar, followed by King of the Oathbreakers as a rare extended art, with Eorin Shield Maiden, a mythic coming in from the Commander subset. Then we're going to see Elrond, Lord of Rivendell in Showcase, with Rivendell as a borderless rare. Then we're going to see Wizard's Rockets. That's another pre-release scene card. And then we're going to see another Nazgul here. So I'll just kind of put them side by side. Each one has their own unique artwork, and there are 9 in total. So nice to see one coming in foil. And then we're going to see an Aragon Company Leader, followed by food and a treasure token. All right, so we're going to see Banish from Adoras, followed by the Black Breach, or Black Breath, Many Partings, with an Improvised Club. Then we're going to see Bill Fernie Bree Swindler, with a Samwise the South-Hearted, with a Swamp, followed by Tom Bombadil coming in, Mythic from the main set. Very nice to see this. Big fan of the sagas, so I plan on building the saga deck around Tom. Then we get ourselves Horn of the Mark, followed by Legolas Greenleaf. And then we're going to see yet another Nazgul. So now we have 3 in this box. Very cool. And then we're going to see Frodo Sauron's Bane, with Dunland Creebane, a Nasty End in foil, and then Balrog Durin's Bane coming in foil borderless, with a food and a human soldier in the back. All right, down to 3 packs, and then our box topper. Is this one going to actually open? All right, we're going to take our time. We're going to do it right. We're not going to twist or bend any cards, because you just never know. All right, fantastic. I don't think we did any damage. All right, so we have a Mordor Muster, followed by a Lorelin Revealed, Miramir Guardian. Then we're going to see Eagles of the North, followed by Sauron's Trickery, Book of Mazerbull, with a Forest. And then we're going to see Isildar's Fateful Strike coming in as our rare, with a Sauron's Ransom. Then we're going to see Wake the Dragon from Commander, Gandalf Friend of the Shire, Buckleberry Fairy, very cool. Take that Mythic. Another one of those box topper mythics. Then we get a Flame of Anor, followed by Legolas Counter of Kills, and then Gandalf Westward Voyager, another Commander mythic foil. Very nice. Followed by a food and an Orc Army. Waiting to kind of see one of those foil extended art commander cards be one of the lands. That would be very cool. Like a Cavern of Souls, Gemstone Caverns. One of those in foil, and one of these might just pay for the box. Or a Surge foil. Still haven't seen one of those yet. So we get a Chance Met Elves, followed by a Dunland Creebane. Then we're going to see Gimli's Axe, followed by Lash of the Balrog, with the Council's Deliberation, Gandalf's Sanction. Then we're going to see a Mountain, followed by Flowering of the White Tree as our main set rare, with Forge Anew extended art, and Elvish Mariner, another extended art, followed by a Meriadoc Brandybuck. And then we're going to see Saruman of Many Colors, another mythic coming in. And behind that, we're going to see Bilbo, Retired Burglar, one of the scene uncommons, with a Wizard's Rockets, just a foil common. And then Baradir Dur coming in as a legendary land from the main set, with a food and a human soldier. All right, one final pack to go to reveal a single card that whoever opens it, it will forever change their life. Unless, of course, they just put it on a shelf. So we're going to see ourselves in Oliphant, followed by Surrounded by Orcs. Then we're going to see Esquire of the King. And we're going to see Shalab's Ambush. So we did not see any rings in this box. Then we're going to see Ioreth of Healing House, Grima Wormtongue, a Mountain. Then we're going to see a Minas Tirith coming in as our main set rare, followed by the One Ring. Of course, not the One Ring, but still, I'll take it. Very, very cool. And then we're going to see Baragond of the Guard, followed by Gollum, Patient Plotter. And then we're going to see Aragorn, Company Leader, with Pippin's Bravery, Samwise the South-Hearted, and we're going to see Faramir, Prince of Ithilothan, coming in as a showcase rare at the end with a food and an orc army. All right, so now it's time for our foil box topper. So let's see what we get in here. These have been generally pretty good from what I've seen online so far. Don't want to damage it. This card could be the most valuable card in the box. You never know. And we are going to see Osgiliath Fallen Capital, which is a core haven. Very cool to see that as our box topper. I'll take that for sure. All right, so give me just a moment. I'll get everything sorted, organized, and be right back with the MTG box analysis. In today's MTG box analysis, we'll be taking a look at the cards that we were eligible to obtain from a collector booster box and comparing that to the cards that we actually saw today. Then we'll go over set coverage, coverage by rarity, and duplication. To establish a baseline for value, we'll analyze the value of the set and then break down the actual observed value in the box both by foil and non-foil. Finally, we'll conclude with a summary. If you want to go deeper into the analysis and see all of the metrics for this box and more than 125 others, simply join the channel at the Give Me the Data level. Let's jump right in with a comparison of the cards inside today's box to the cards that we were eligible to see. Using this chart, we can see the non-foils we observed in green, the foils we observed in orange, and the cards that we were eligible to see in gray as the baseline. In the non-foil space, we saw 16 showcase, 15 borderless, and 13 extended art cards from the main set. We also saw 14 extended art cards from the commander subset. In the foil space, from the main set, we saw a variance of 4 cards among the primary colors of Magic, with white, blue, and green each having 12, and black and red having 16. We didn't see any extended art cards from the main set in foil, but we did see 4 from the commander subset. Moving into coverage, we saw 2 of the 8 non-schools in non-foil, giving us 25% coverage of the 8 that we could have seen. We also saw half of the showcase cards in non-foil, along with 15 of the 59 borderless, good for 25% coverage. The 13 extended art cards from the main set provided us with 25% coverage, and the 14 of 106 extended art cards from the commander subset gave us 13% coverage. In the foil space, we saw 115 of the 420 cards that we could have seen, giving us 27% coverage of the set. Our highest coverage among the primary colors of Magic was in red with 42% coverage. From the commander subset, we saw 4 foils out of a possible 106, giving us just 4% coverage of the subset. Pivoting to coverage by rarity, from the main set, we saw 44% of the commons and 47% of the uncommons that we were eligible to pull in non-foil. We also saw 23 rares for 26% coverage and 3 non-foil mythics for 10% coverage. In the foil space, we saw 50% of the commons and 26% of the uncommons, along with 19 rares for 13% coverage and 2 foil mythics for 4% coverage. In total, we saw 42 rares and 5 mythics from the main set. From the commander subset, we ended up seeing 10 unique non-foil extended art rares for 15% coverage and 4 mythics for 5% coverage. In the foil space, we didn't see any rares, but we did see 4 more extended art cards, 3 from our 12 packs and 1 from the box topper. This means that we saw 10 rares and 8 mythics from the commander subset, 42 rares and 5 mythics from the main set, for a grand total of 52 rares and 13 mythics in this box. In today's box, we saw very low duplication, with only 3 cards being repeated twice for a box duplication rate of 2%. Before we take a look at the value in today's collector booster box, let's take a moment to review the value of the cards that we could have pulled from the set. This chart shows all the cards that we can pull from a collector booster pack using non-foil market prices as of June 24th, 2023. This chart does not include the Chase Search foils or the 1-of-1 ring. Currently, the main set features 15 cards valued over $10. The 2 most valuable cards to pull are going to be the Orcish Bowmasters, which is valued at $23.26 in standard frame, or $25.31 in borderless. Then there's the One Ring. Surprisingly, the extended art version, which is exclusive to collector booster packs, is the least valuable at $30.45. Next, we have the borderless, which is included in every single bundle, valued at $30.55. And then we have the standard frame, valued at $33.76. The set also features 25 cards valued between $5 and $10 and 55 cards valued between $1 and $5. The remaining 333 cards are currently valued under $1. If you were to add up the value of all 428 cards using non-foil market prices, you'd be looking at a grand total of $666.68 in market value. Now, it is still early, so I do expect the value of these cards to drop at least 20 to 50% over the coming weeks as players and collectors get their hands on these packs and the singles market becomes flooded with inventory. Okay, now let's begin to break down the value that we saw inside of today's box, starting off in the non-foil space. I'd say we did pretty good seeing 2 of the 5 top cards in this box, with the borderless Orcish Bowmasters valued at $25.31 and the extended art, the One Ring, valued at $30.45. We also saw 3 non-foils valued between $5 to $10, including 2 non-foil Nazguls, and 5 cards valued between $1 and $5. The remaining 36 non-foils in the box are currently valued less than $1. In the foil space, I think we did okay as well. We saw 2 more cards valued over $10, which were the Nazgul number 334, currently valued at $11.84, and we also saw Sauron, the Dark Lord, valued at $12.68 in foil. We didn't see any foils valued between $5 and $10, but we did see 5 foils valued between $1 and $5. The other 110 foils from the main set are currently valued less than $1. Now let's take a look at the Commander subset. In the collector booster boxes, you can pull up to 106 different extended art cards. Currently, 14 of these are valued over $10, with the top 5 being the Dead Marshes, aka Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth at $36.36, Glittering Caves of Algorand, aka Gemstone Caverns at $38.01, Paths of the Dead, also known as Cavern of Souls, at $41.14. Then you've got the Party Tree, known as the Great Henge, for $49.74, and Balin's Tomb, which is also known as the Ancient Tomb, at $55.43. The subset also features 11 cards valued between $5 and $10, and 26 cards valued between $1 and $5. And then there's 55 cards that are valued less than $1. In today's box, we almost struck out, only seeing 1 of the 14 cards valued over $10, which was the Buckleberry Fairy, also known as Oboro Palace in the Clouds, valued at $14.80. We saw 1 foil and 1 non-foil valued between $5 and $10, and 3 non-foils valued between $1 and $5. The other 12 cards from the Commander subset are currently valued less than $1. So how did this box perform? Well, I purchased this box through an Amazon pre-order for $349.79. The current market price for these boxes as of June 24th, 2023 is $437.36. Today's collector booster box contained 12 packs with 15 cards each, allowing us to see 180 cards plus a box topper. That box topper ended up being our Core Haven, valued at $5.27. The 59 commons and 12 basic lands are valued at an even $16 combined. The 45 uncommons are currently valued at $35.75, thanks mostly due to the 2 non-foil and 1 foil Nazguls. The 42 main set rares that we saw have a current market value of $68.50, and the 5 main set mythics are valued at $53.92. Add it all up, and the grand total for this box comes up to be a very disappointing $223.86 in market value, which is a loss of $125.93 under the price I paid. This means that I only saw a return of 64% of my purchase price in card value. Thank goodness I didn't pay the current market price. Now, for those of you interested in cards valued just over $2, the numbers look like this. In total, we saw 20 cards valued over $2 in this box, and they have a current combined value of $165.03, which means that those 20 cards represent 73% of the total box value. Now, in closing, this box was on par with the one that I opened up last week. In my limited experience with these boxes, you're likely going to see $175 to $250 in value, unless, of course, you pull a Surge Foil, Limited Print Soul Ring, a Serialized Soul Ring, or the One of One Ring. As soon as that One of One Ring is pulled, I anticipate that these boxes are going to crash pretty hard. I predict that they're going to fall below $300 a box overnight, because there just isn't enough here to justify that $437 price tag once the One Ring is gone. Get early access to videos, download the analysis for every box open on the channel, and personally DM me, just like these fine people, all by becoming a member of the channel through YouTube or over at mtgboxanalysis.com. You'll find links in the description. Until next time, do something amazing.